Hey guys,
Hello, hello, hello.
can you hear us all good? Hello. All right, y'all. Should I cut the music down a little bit more? You know, I've been criticized about my music.
A little bit. Hello, everyone.
Hey guys, how y'all doing? Another edition with Real Talk. Real Talk with SBK.
Yes, sir.
How are you doing, Bestie?
I'm doing good, doing good.
Are you ready for this? Are you ready?
I'm ready.
All
Why
right.
is Joe always glowing? Because that's me.
Why is Joe
I want
always
to shout out. I want to shout out to the chat.
Go ahead, shout them out.
Rudy Irahita with Autism Homestead. Thank you for being here, Rudy. Kevin Corpening, our attorney, is in the house. Hello, Gorilla. Thank you. Thank you for the like. I appreciate that. Thank you for popping in. Lillapalooza, thank you for being here, dear. I appreciate it. Don't just like the video, embrace it. Thank you, dear. Hey, Lisa, thank you for the thumbs up. I appreciate it. I hadn't even looked at the chat. I'm so sorry.
Oh.
Rue locked in. Thank you for being here. Salute to the chat and mods. Hey, Lisa. Halima, thank you for being here. Hello.
Hey.
Gisela, hey, girl. Thank you for being here. And thank you so much. Smack that like button. Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much. Retirement days, comfort foods, and more. Hello, everyone. Thank you. Thank you for being here. Miss Scorpio Mama's in the house.
Scorpio Mama.
Thank you so much for being here, everyone. Miss Wellness with Frugal Mama, thank you for being here. Hello, hello, hello. Miss Coco PX, thank you for being here.
PX. Hey, love.
Scorpio Mama said she can hear us. Put a 1 in the chat. Thank you,
Put a 1
dear.
in chat.
Yeah. Lionel. Oh, yeah. He's the one that said I was glowing.
Is that everybody? You got everybody?
I think so.
Got everybody? All
Salute.
right, okay.
Salute.
Salute to everyone. If we missed you, we're sorry. Charge it to our head, not to our hearts. Show them your shirt, Bestie. Show them your shirt.
Oh. Can you see it?
Okay, it says health is wealth. Health is wealth?
Health is wealth.
Okay. Gotcha.
I was telling him I was wearing it on purpose. Health is wealth.
Health is well. Oh, hold on. Let me see if I can't do that. That's my bad. I was gonna put you just up on the thing. Health is wealth. That's what we're talking about today. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you're in my chat, we're gonna. I would suggest if you're in the chat, if you're in my chat, I got a thing going on to where we get up to 10 super chats, then I'm doing a giveaway. We're doing a giveaway, and we're gonna send you some cash money. So y'all stay tuned. Don't go nowhere because Nightbot is watching. I think is it activated? I think. Let me see. Is Nightbot activated? Yes, it is. It is activated. It is activated.
Okay.
And so you guys stay tuned. We're in the next couple minutes. You guys send some. If we get cash apps up, 10 cash apps, not $10. It doesn't matter how much you know. I'm going to give it right back to you. You know what I'm saying? So, 10 cash apps. We get up to 10 cash apps. I'm going to celebrate it by giving it back. All right. I'm going to give back. So stay tuned, because stay tuned. Just stay tuned. So you're not going to ask me about my shirt? I asked you about your
Oh, yes. I'm sorry. Real quick, $1 billion syndrome, Duncan Walsh. Thank you, Duncan. Thank you for being here. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Salute to you. Salute.
Well, yep, fitness is hugely mental. Yes, sir.
Yeah, we're going to get into that. We're going to get into that.
SBK awake tonight. Yes, I want SBK. He's going to go ahead and show his shirt. I'm so sorry. No,
you're good. I want to say shout out to my bro.
Urban.
I got Urban Lounge Podcast. Got his wolf. Got his shirt on. Shout out to Urban.
Yes,
got
sir.
Shout out to Urban. That's my boy. Shout out to Urban. Y'all go subscribe to my boy, Urban Lounge Podcast. I'm representing him tonight. So go shout. Yes, I am Lionel. Yes, I am awake. I am alert. Yes, I am. So salute to Urban. And I got his snapback on because, getting a fitted is not going to work with this big old ass head of mine. So
I wanted to go ahead and drop his. Hold on.
We're gonna drop it. Okay. So shout out to Urban. You guys go. If you're a content creator in here, like Miss Coco BX, Lionel, put your links in the chat. If you're a content creator, put your links in the chat.
Yeah, let's shout out to Urban Podcast, and that's what he's wearing, representing tonight. So I just dropped his link in SBK's chat. I don't know how to do it in my own chat. Do you know that?
Oh, wow. Wow.
I couldn't get in. Anyway, let me go ahead and start out. So welcome back, everyone. Can you see me?
Yes.
Can you still see me?
Yes.
Welcome back, everyone, to another Real Talk with my bestie, SBK, here in green tonight. He's representing Urban Podcast. We're really glad you're here tonight, though, because we're talking about something that doesn't get enough attention, honestly. It really doesn't. The mindset behind the fitness, the discipline, and most importantly, the mental health side of it all. Since it is, I wanted to mention, and if you didn't know, and if you did know, I'm just trying to remind everyone. It is Mental Health Awareness Month, and May is Mental Health Awareness Month. So, in lieu of, we definitely wanted to take a moment to focus on something that's often overlooked: men's mental health. Okay. I wanted to, my bestie really didn't know that I was, going in this direction, but I really did. Too often, men are expected to just push through, and he's talked about it a lot in his chat. So in his channel, I mean, so men are expected to just push through, stay strong, stay silent. And it comes with a lot of different cultures as well, but that silence can be heavy. This is something that I've been learning from listening to him and his men's panels. So I wanted to tonight, we're having this real conversation, not just about reps and results with fitness, but about what's really going on behind the scenes, the pressure, the mindset, the discipline it takes to show up even when your mind is tired. That is very, very true today. So SBK brings that real perspective that I believe I'm really grateful to have in my life, that I can see that through him. And I want to talk about it, and I get to talk about it with him through it and share it with all of you. And, he asked me, I've had a really trying day, and he asked me today, do you really want to do it? And I was like, no. He had no idea what I was really gearing towards talking about. And I told him, no, I want to do it. And this is why. So let's go ahead, hit the like button, everyone, if you haven't already. And let us know if you can hear us, if you can't, but I want to go ahead and dive in. You ready? You're muted, dear.
I said I was born ready. I'm ready. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Hi, Susanna.
Susanna's in.
Thank
Hello,
you for joining.
Susanna.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much, honestly. One moment.
Okay. I'm trying to pull up.
So as you know, I wanted to go ahead and get started, and I have some questions I wanted to ask SBK because, in lieu of talking about men's mental health, we can hear you. Thank you, Ms. Coco BX. I appreciate it. So we've talked a lot about fitness. That's what we've been talking about. If you didn't catch our live last week on Thursday, we were talking a lot about it, fitness and just everything around. I've had a big transformation, and there's a lot of times that I don't know about my in the gym, about if I'm doing things right and things like that. And so tonight we will be going over some clips. I'm going to take advantage as long as I can every time I get him on live, so he can go ahead and give me some critiques on how I'm doing in the gym. I try to get some footage, some content, but mainly I want him to just review raw footage. Really, I haven't edited or anything, this footage that I've shared with him. And I want him, he's going to look at it for the first time and just kind of tell me what he thinks, how I'm doing and things like that. But we've talked a lot about fitness, but it is more than just physical when it comes to that side of the mental side of it. And I want to know what's been the hardest part for you personally, your fitness on the mental side of it.
The hardest part for me mentally?
Mentally.
The hardest part for me mentally when it comes to fitness is basically motivation. Trying to motivate myself, but at the same time, I have plenty of things to motivate me for whenever I do feel like I don't want to work out. So, as you know, in our culture, in a lot of Black folks' culture, and all the, African American, Black folks that are in the chat, you guys can attest to this. A lot of our family members have passed on due to heart issues. All right, due to heart issues, due to strokes, all of that having to do with the heart, right? And in our communities, that's our problem, having heart issues. My mom and my dad both passed on because of heart issues. So the biggest part of me, is whenever I don't want to do it and having the mental capacity to not want to get up and move or eat right, take those supplements that, take the right supplements, supplementation. Nothing wrong with supplementation whenever you can't get the right nutrients in your food and you have to supplement, but get supplements, right? So my parents were not taught that. You know what I mean? My parents were not taught that. My my grandparents weren't taught that. Health is wealth. Just like you said on your shirt, got on the shirt, health is wealth. So mental health, for me, vesting mental health and health wise, physically, they go hand in hand. So if I cannot take care of myself physically, then mentally I'm not going to be where I need to be, and that's just the way it is. So the hardest challenge for me is just trying to motivate myself to get up. And then once I think about my loved ones that have passed on because of heart issues, so forth and so on, arthritis. My mom was towards the end, she still got around good, but arthritis in her hands and so forth and so on. That's hereditary in my family. So because of that, I'm like, do you want to just sit and be in pain? No. And the doctors will tell you, and your studies will tell you that if you move your body, then you're gonna. It's better to move your body than to sit still if you're riveted with arthritis or bursitis and all the pains that you have. So mental health. Back to mental health. Whenever my body is like saying, hey, don't get up, don't go to the gym, don't eat those greens and vegetables, I think about my family members, that weren't taught how to do all that. You know what I'm saying? So,
and May, I was saying at the beginning, May is Mental Health Awareness Month, right? If anybody didn't know, that's what we're.
Salute to you, bro. I'm sorry.
Salute CJK. I mean, hold on.
CKJ.
Yes, he's in the house.
Hey, brother.
And Ms. Bonds, thank you for being here. I was typing and then I just didn't say anything. Sorry.
That's all good. I got you back.
So I was saying at the beginning, guys, if you missed it, May is Mental Health Awareness Month. And that's why I wanted to just make it. I wanted to talk about men's mental health in specific, because I wanted to talk to SBK and ask him. But I want to know, and I know you've touched on it on your panel, but I want to know why you think a lot of men avoid opening up about mental health. I really want to know that.
Because of pride. Because of pride. I've talked about this before, but the reason why we don't open up, and we have, all of us, and I know, man, being a single father, I've said this before, being a single father. Hey, Eric, how you doing, brothers? What's going on, little bro? Simone Gorilla, what's going on?
Hey, guys, thank you for being here.
Thank you for being here. As I've stated before, if guys and folks in the chat that don't know, ladies and gentlemen, I've been a single father for almost 10 years, Joe.
Yes.
Almost 10 years. I've been a single dad for almost 10 years. That's crazy.
It is.
So my daughter's mom has been gone for almost that long. So
2018, Dre.
2018.
2018.
Okay, okay. So getting near that point. So so a lot of people, and I'm just speaking from my point of view, Joe. A lot of people say a lot of things to me, not knowing what I have to go through, what I've gone through. Oh, you need to do this. You need to get up and do this. You need to, or you need to experience the world, and you need to, not taking into account that I just don't live for myself. I'm living for that little one in there playing PS5. You know what I mean? And that's been that way for nearly 10 years. Go ahead. What are you gonna say?
And also, I know a lot of people come from big families where big families are. One thing about you that I've learned is you don't ask nobody for nothing. You don't ask nobody for no, and you're just like my dad, because my dad, y'all don't know, but my dad was 30 years old and was a single dad also with 3 kids. Okay. And that's how I was raised by my dad. So that's one thing, he didn't ask nobody for no, nothing. And that's the way SBK is. If you don't offer, he ain't gonna ask. He ain't gonna do, and he's gonna do it on his own though. He's gonna make sure he does it on his own. So that's the difference. A lot of people think that, oh, you got, and he does. He does have family. I'm not saying he doesn't have family, okay? But everybody has their own life, and they have their own families. So it's just, he's a single dad. He really is.
Right, I really am. I'm a single dad, no kind of girlfriend or no kind of sneaky link or none of that type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? So, and to answer your question about mental health, you know what I'm saying? So, because I am a single dad, I have to think about not only for myself, but for my little one. And, her mom was a firecracker, you know what I mean? So and she really was a firecracker. I've been on the phone with her, and Joe has listened. And so she was a firecracker, you know what I mean? She was a woman, and when I say a woman, she was very tough, you know what I mean? She was very tough. And so because of that, what's going on, Blaze? Good to see you. Good to see you. Good to see you.
Good to see you again.
So, yeah, I've had the reason why I've never been the type of person to, if I'm going through something, to just talk about it randomly, or I just deal with it. Now that might not be.
Why do you think it's like that though? Why won't you talk about it? Why do you keep it to yourself? And I mean, that's one thing that you do. And you told me yourself that your daughter's mom, she told you needed to communicate better. But that's one thing that I've found in men mostly. They don't talk about, and it's that pride that you talk about. They don't talk. They have to be strong, and they can't. And you get a lot of these people that talk about, oh, they're simps because they're, but I mean, how else do you get it out if you don't talk about it? So why do you think that is?
Well, it all goes back to pride. For me, it all goes back to pride because there's only a select group of people that I talk to about if it gets to that point to where I spill it over. There's only, I can name on these 2 hands of people out, and that's literally these 2 hands of 2 people on this earth that I talk to. And you alluded to something. My daughter's mom used to say, because what would happen is that I would get into a whole argument with my daughter's mom, and she's like, "Why didn't you say this a while back so we could talk about it? You let all of that stuff fester up, and then it blows up." And she was being sincere, Joe. She was really being sincere. And so, and I'm still that way to this day. You know what I mean? I mean, you know me. I'm I'm still that way to this day. But it all goes back again. You asked that question. It's pride. You know what I mean? I'd rather it's going to be whatever I'm dealing with is going to be a burden, but I know that I have to work towards fixing that problem. And the only person inevitably that's going to fix that problem is going to be me. I'm going to have to come up with the solution. There's no sense in crying. I'm just saying, I'm speaking. You asked me a question. I'm giving you my perspective. There's no sense of me crying. There's no sense of me belly aching. There's no sense of me whining, because in my heart, I believe real men don't whine and they don't freaking complain. They just put their head down, work towards the goal that you need to get accomplished, and then just handle it. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, DR.
Hey, DR.
So that's to answer your question. The reason why I feel like a lot of men do those things is because of pride again. Pride is the major component. Guys, I've highlighted y'all's, so we can go back to it. I've highlighted a lot of comments. I'm paying attention to you while I'm talking. I'm highlighting a lot of y'all's great comments, and we'll get back to them. Trust me, because y'all are getting some. I'm looking at Giza. I'm looking at Lulu. Y'all are putting up some great comments, and we'll get back to it.
And I think personally, you answered my question, but personally, and Gisela honestly put something up that that I really want to touch on, because of some of the comments and this is why I wanted to talk about this, because a lot of men will, and I'm not saying it's not valid, right? But you mentioned to fix it, I'm going to have to look at me, right? You're going to have to fix it. So if you want to fix it, then how can you, and I'm not saying you, but like Samoan 2 Cent Gorilla in the chat says, we don't talk about it because nobody wants to hear that shit, that itch. Okay.
That's true.
But here's the deal. How can you fix it then? How can you fix it? Because nobody can fix it for you, right? And if you don't talk about it because you feel that nobody, because if you are going to generalize and say that it's one, I mean, you're obviously saying that because you've had some experiences from that, right? You've had some experiences there. So that's why you say it. But guys, just on YouTube alone, there's 2 billion people. I mean, think about it, right? I mean, just like they say, hey, there's a lot of fish in the sea, I mean, and if you want to fix it, I'm not saying you have to spill your beans to everybody. That's not what I'm saying. But there's some way or somehow you're going to have to fix it. But always blaming someone else or always blaming other people for you not speaking about it, how are you going to fix it then? And it is, yes, very much so. Just like Miss Halima said, it's conditioning too, So I wanted to just mention that part, because I was saying, Ms. Gisela mentioned, if you're going to come and say, oh, all women do this or all women do that, that you can't generalize, because firsthand, y'all, when I first met SBK, that's what he was always saying. All women this, all women that. And I'm in his face going, really? And we're just friends and I'm here? You know what I'm saying? I mean, you just think about it. And I didn't say a word, y'all. I wouldn't say a word. I didn't cuss him out. I'd just be listening, honestly. And I'm just like, but okay. So have you ever experienced a time where you were struggling mentally, and you still had to just pick up those draws and be strong, and you felt that you couldn't do it, but you still did it? And how did you deal with it?
It's funny that you asked that, because one of my bosses, he lost his mom, as you know, Joe, my boss. He lost his mom a couple months ago. And he only talks to me about his um, the trauma that he's gone through because I know what it's like. So, um, to make a long story short, um, I was talking to him and I told him whenever I lost my mom, I wanted to quit my job and I wanted to quit my job and just go run away somewhere. I really did. You know what I mean? And he didn't know that about me. I was talking to him and I was talking to shout out to my cousin Betty, who's listening. She's listening in the Ghost Watchers. She said, I didn't know you felt that way. I'm like, yeah. You know what I mean? I want to quit my job and I just wanted to just move away out of Texas. You know what I'm saying? And then of course, whenever my daughter's mom passed away, as you know, you were around then, that was very, very hard. That was very, very hard because I felt alone. I really felt alone. And so, and I still go through those mental spells like that to this day, thinking about my mom because she's a very intricate person that has made me into the man I am today. My daughter's mom taught me a lot. You know what I mean? So I still go through those things. Those thoughts. But
and when you go through them, how do you process that stress? How do you process that pain? How do you process it?
The way I process it is those two, my dad, my mom, Brandy, all, rest, all three of them rest. They would literally, if they could come down, you know what I mean, and speak to me, this is how I process it. They would talk to me bad and say, you need to get up off your, you know what, quit complaining and get up and now it's okay to miss us, but you need to quit feeling sorry for yourself and you need to live for that little girl and live your life out to the fullest. That's how I process it. And that's exactly how I process things. You know what I'm saying? That's reality. You know what I mean? I know the character of those three individuals. I know the character of all of them. And all of them were strong individuals. They were very strong, very well respected in these streets. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I process things. You know what I mean? I even think of your dad, Joe. You always, and it's an honor to be compared to your dad. So many times I've met your mom. Your mom has told you the same thing about me being just like your dad. I've heard stories about your dad. You know what I mean? You said I act like it. I've heard stories of your dad. I've seen your dad speak and people just be quiet. Your dad was a highly respected man. So I even think of your dad. Your dad wouldn't want nobody to be, feeling sorry for themselves and so forth and so on. You know what I'm saying? So thank you, Gisela. Thank you. So that's how I look at it. That's how I look at it.
I want to ask you something. Okay, so you talk a lot about how we were touching on how women don't understand men or nobody wants to listen to it because it's not only, in my opinion, y'all. I don't really think that men only think it's women. I think Ms. Vons, you really. I don't think it's just women. I don't think men think it's just women, and I don't think that men think, because even Samoan said, people don't want to hear it, right? I don't think another man wants to hear it either sometimes, right? But I want to know what you think, what you wish more women or people in general understood when it comes to men's mental health.
I wish women would for once, I wish women, and if you're a woman, I want you to listen to me. I wish you guys could, because here's the thing. When we talk about men's mental, a lot of times we are so, I hate to use the strong word, but so apathetic sometimes that we like, well, we go through stuff. You know what I mean? We go through stuff too. So we expect, so if we can go through stuff, y'all can go through stuff. You know what I mean? That comes off as very insensitive. You know what I'm saying? And I just think that I wish women would put yourself in, if you have a husband, if you have a boyfriend, or if you know a guy, a good man that's out there doing his best to make it in this world, put yourself in his shoes. You know what I mean? He's working, 10, 12, all 12 hours a day, more hours a day, putting up with a bunch of nonsense on the job. You know what I mean? Trying to figure it out, trying to pay the bills, trying to make ends meet, dealing with bosses on his back, dealing with employees, you know what I mean? Then has to come home, deal with the kids, you know what I mean? Trying to please his woman, you know what I mean? It's not a easy world out there, you know what I mean? It's really not. So I would just want ladies today to put themselves in a guy's shoes sometimes, instead of saying, hey, we go through stuff, you know what I mean? Put that to the side and think, because if you're going through stuff, ladies, you wouldn't want to hear someone saying, I go through stuff too, because that's not what you want to hear at that point in time. You see what I'm saying? So that's the one thing that I would want to say to ladies.
I think what it is like, like we were talking when you were trying to plan the men's panel, right? There's a time and a place. Yes, we go through stuff too. We're all built different. We're made to go through different things. If you think about it, you don't, men, and I'm not saying you, but men aren't made to reproduce. I'm sorry, even though they want to, come up with some magic dish and try to make them reproduce. Their power to you, but still, that's not what we were made for. So you weren't made to go through the same things women do, right? But there's a time and a place. So just like you said, hey, let's have a men's panel or let's have a women's panel. At that time, there's always a time and a place to discuss. And each person, each gender, each whomever should have that time and a place. They should have that time and a place to let it off their chest and be able to let it off their chest, not be called simps, not be called wimps, not be called whatever you called, whatever, because there's some stuff that I don't understand that are called nowadays, because I ain't from this modern era. Bird's Life, thank you for being here. She Cooks and Roasts, thank you for being here. I appreciate it. I just had to mention that because I'll type it and then I forget to say it. But anyway, so I just wanted to mention, I get it. I get it that there's, whenever you ask a man a question about, how do you deal with this? It's not the time and the place for a woman to come back and say, hey, we go through it too. That's not what we ask. I'm asking a man, how do you deal with it? Because you're going to deal with it, and we know this is true. You're going to deal with things completely different than I deal with things, right? And I mean, it's true. And one of the things that I believe that my friend here, CKJ, just mentioned, one of the key things that people have to learn is communication. Very, very much so. It's very, very important. And that's one of the things that I feel is lost a lot, y'all. It's really lost a lot, especially when people are talking. He told me, see, I have this thing that I've been working on, and I interject a lot. Y'all are going to notice it. You probably have already noticed it. But before we started this series of Real Talk with SBK, this is a series that, I wanted to start. This man here, this one here, wherever y'all are at, he says, "Go ahead and be you and interject when I'm talking." And I just sat back and I was like, this, because I do that all the time, right? I interject or I'll, because a lot of times, y'all, he's like just going, like he will hold things in, like he's told you, and then he gets pissed off at one point and he'll just blow up. Okay. And then I'm like, hold up. Like, I didn't know any of this, right? And so I try to interject because you're lying. But, anyway, but that's one of the things that we do have to learn, the ability to shut up and listen and understand versus listen to respond is key. Very much so, Gisela. Very much so. So some people's communication skills are completely shot. They really are. And it goes with learning, right? It goes with growth. Speaking of growth, you got to do things in your life to try to grow yourself, to try to learn, to try to do things, and that's one thing that's one of the reasons that I wanted to do these real talks with SBK is sit him down and make him talk. Y'all get it? Y'all get it? Live with y'all, because he can't front, okay? He can't front here. So, do you think fitness has been a form of therapy for you? I already know the answer. But how can others tap into it? Any kind of fitness, tap into fitness using it as therapy.
Absolutely. If it wasn't for if it wasn't for fitness and the lifestyle itself, then people would be hurt. People would be hurt, and I'm not just saying that, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not going to go into detail about my, maybe one of these days down the road, but I'm not going to go into detail. But Joe knows, you know what I mean. But there's a time in my life where I almost kind of ruined my life. Just about ruined my life. You know what I mean? And I hurt some people, literally hurt some people. Was it warranted? Absolutely. Absolutely. But look, every young man who, if you're in an environment that's not conducive to your well-being, then you're going to act out, right? So I was in a situation to where I just about crashed out. When I say crashed, I did crash out, but I didn't crash. I was salvageable. You know what I'm saying? I was able to be salvaged. And health and fitness is one of those things, Joe, to where it's got me through a lot of, I lost a lot of loved ones along the way, and it helped me cope with that. A lot of people have stabbed me in the back, and I've coped with that. A lot of people have talked bad and betrayed me, and I was able to cope with all of that by going to the gym, hitting the iron, doing cardio, making myself right. Because the thing about it, we've said this before, and I know y'all have heard this statement before, but you cannot be any good to the world or any good to your loved ones if you are not what you need to be physically, right? So physically, you need to be what you need to be. You need to be what you need to be in order for you to function and take care of your family, right? So you got to be what you need to. You got to physically take care of yourself. So if it wasn't for fitness, if it wasn't for doing what I need to do on a daily basis, if it takes me getting up 3 and 4 in the morning, which I do, 3, 4, 5 in the morning, and do what I need to do to put the work in that my body needs, then I'm going to do it, because there's nobody going to outwork me. It's just that's my mentality. Nobody's going to outwork me. Nobody's going to outdo me. Do I do that because I have something to prove? Absolutely. Absolutely I do. You know what I mean? Do I have a chip on my shoulder? Because absolutely I do. You know what I mean? Because I want to be a testimony to the world that I am not the average man, right? I'm not the average black man, all right? Y'all seen y'all seen the movie with Denzel Washington, The Hurricane? Y'all remember that true story that Denzel came out with? Y'all remember that movie, The Hurricane, where he portrays I forget his name, but the boxer that was he was convicted. He convicted of he was convicted of life in prison. Right. But he was vindicated. He appealed it and he won it. Right. I actually read Hurricane's book. All right. He actually said that he made his body into a weapon. He made his body. He conditioned his body to where it was a weapon. Right. So I looked at that movie, and when Denzel was reading that portion of the Hurricane's book, which he did actually say that, that's one of the things that I live by, Joe. You know what I mean? Your body has to be a weapon, a tool. Your body has to be a weapon, a tool, in order for you to live on this earth. You know what I mean? Because you have to stay ready. You have to stay ready. You have to be ready. You know what I mean? For whatever. You know what I mean? So I'm not going to be your average guy that's going to be partying and abusing my body and whatever. You know what I'm saying? I'm to be ready. You see what I'm saying? So and like CKJ said, that's exactly the way I look at it. Physical exercise and mental health go hand in hand with me. You know what I mean? I've got to have it, ladies and gentlemen. I have to test myself. I have to go beyond my boundaries. I have to, I have to prove to myself that I can do whatever I want to do. You know what I mean? And I think I've done a good job of that. You know what I mean? So yes, physical fitness and mental health has saved my life, Joe. It's really saved my life.
If you are able to, you can drop my link in the chat. Vaughn's asked, Joe, you work out too, don't you? I have a story, Vaughn's. If you have chance, just read my description on my channel, and it'll give you pretty much a synopsis of my story. But right now we're here to talk about SBK. But that's why I just want to mention, if you have a chance, you can just read that description part on my channel, and it'll give you a rundown of me. But I didn't grow up with fitness, but it's something that I came to enjoy, to love, the more I saw the change in me. Right. But if you get a chance, anybody gets a chance, if you could read that description in my channel, it'll just give you a little synopsis of me. But I want to know, because you mentioned something, and you mentioned about people. So, and I know, a lot of times people feel, and you mentioned it, you touched on it, you feel like you are alone. So with that said, how important is it having a community, or even just one person, when it comes to being mentally strong? And or staying mentally strong. But I want to ask one question with that first, before you answer that. Do you believe, SBK, you are mentally strong?
I really do believe I'm mentally strong, but I have my moments to where it's tested. You know what I mean? It's tested. I don't care how mentally strong you think that you are, you're going to be tested on a daily basis. But I do believe that I'm mentally strong. Am I perfect? No, absolutely not. Uh, but I am tested on a daily basis. My mental health is tested on a daily basis. And absolutely, bro, absolutely. It's just human nature for your mental health to be tested. And so I'm tested on a daily basis, whether it's by people, whether it's by situations, I'm tested. And it's how you come out of that. You know what I mean? And you got to deal with it day by day. You know what I mean? And to answer your other question, I don't care how mentally tough you think you are. There are people. There's going to be. Maybe there's one. Maybe there's two. But there's going to be somebody in your corner that's going to support you. Going to have those encouraging words. You got to have those things. You can't do it alone. You can't do everything by yourself. Whether it's
I wanted you to mention that. That's
right.
True.
And you can't do it alone. I don't care how strong you are. You can't do it alone. Whether it's a text message that or a DM or someone to say, hey man, you got this, keep pushing through, you got this, somebody has to be in your corner. You know what I mean? Nobody goes through this life just doing it all by themselves, being a one-man game. That's unheard of. I don't care how strong. Every strong person or successful person has people in their corner that's supporting them and has encouraged them when they knew that they were down and out. You know what I'm saying? So Thank you, DR. I appreciate you, sweetheart. I appreciate you.
And it is always telling, because you don't always have that. Like, guys, you'll get, you'll get, men will get, and women, okay? You'll get that hot emoji when you post something, or you get that, but most of the time, what people are seeking for that mental sake part, they're seeking, hey, you gotta keep pushing. Exactly. Like that, DR. They want that encouragement. It's not always about, do I look good? Because a lot of times, guys, let's be honest, if you're out on social media and you're posting something, it's not always because you want to know if you look good. Because you kind of have some kind of confidence in you to the fact, or to even post something, right? If I'm showing my face, I don't think I'm too bad. I mean, and I'm not saying I'm please don't think that I'm, full of myself at all. But if I'm showing myself, I don't need you to tell me if I look good. I want you to tell me, am I doing good? Get it? There's just a little bit of difference, and I'm not talking about just me. I'm talking about men also. Right. Right. Men get, and I see it all the time, guys. I mean, come on. I have girlfriends all the time. They come and tell me, oh my God, you see all them women in his chat, talking about this and, about SBK in particular, right? And I'm like, well, he looked good. Go tell him he looks good. Go tell him he's doing good. That's the key thing. Like, there's just some, men want encouragement also. They want to know that they're doing good, and they want that encouragement to do good. They don't want just a heart. They don't want just a, you know what I'm saying? I mean, y'all, I can show you. There's a clip I found the other night, and, he's throwing a bicep in a picture, but he's asking about how big the bicep is. And, and so there's a difference. He's not just showing off the bicep. He wants to know if it's big. I mean, because he measures his bicep, y'all. I won't tell y'all what it is right now, but look, y'all see his face. Okay, I'm sorry. But anyway, okay. I'm just saying, a man wants that confidence. Am I doing good? Not just, do I look good? I mean, and I'm just trying to give some pointers, okay? But because it's true. That's why it's extremely critical to be mindful of who you choose to surround yourself with. Yes. You need people who will keep your spirits lifted, but also challenge you to not be comfortable. Very true. And I'm not here trying to just put him out there, y'all. I'm sorry. I'm just trying to kind of prove that, it's a lot. It's a lot because you can always see it. Y'all go through his posts. Who's actually giving him some encouragement or just telling him he looks hot? You know what I'm saying? Like, come on. And, so, and I'm not just saying about him. I'm saying all men. I'm saying all men because this is about men, right? But I'm just getting his advice or his, thoughts on it. Although I'm, throwing a little bit too much out there. Sorry. My bad. My bad. I'll shut up.
He said, why does SBK look like he just got us after school? Blame it on Urban Lounge Podcast, bro. Blame it on Urban Lounge Podcast.
Yeah, again, show your Urban Lounge.
I want to say shout out to Urban. This is his Urban Lounge. This is his gear. I'm wearing his shirt. Y'all. Y'all go subscribe up to my bro Urban Lounge Podcast. I'm representing him tonight. Shout out to you, bro. You motivate me to be a better YouTuber and to be a better person. Shout out to Urban Lounge Podcast.
Okay, so with that said, I just want to kind of get some takeaways. What's one message you want to give to any man out there silently struggling right now?
Don't be afraid to talk to those that that love you, that truly love you, that are not out to hurt you, not out to use you. Don't be afraid to talk to them. You know what I mean? Number 2, find your niche. Find something to do. Get active. All right? Don't just sit around and
be in the gym like we were talking about. It doesn't have to be the gym though.
Right.
Not everybody. I mean, and I'm saying this because y'all, I was Big Joe once upon a time. I was Big Joe. Okay? And so Big Joe wasn't comfortable in the gym. So when you start out and when you're not normally from the gym lifestyle or athlete's lifestyle, you're not, so it doesn't really matter what you do, just be moving. And I just wanted to throw that out there. I'm sorry.
No, you're right. You're absolutely right. But, with my little bro, he was like, go to the gym. That is my mindset. But Everybody has to start somewhere. You know what I'm saying? I'm with little bro right here. Go to the gym, but start off being active. You know what I'm saying? You have to be active. You have to be proactive. And what do I mean by being? You have got to get your mind out of the slump. How do you get your mind out of the slump? Get up, get out of your comfort zone, and do something that you like to do. You know what I mean? It has to be. It might be fishing. It might be just shooting hoops by yourself. It might be taking a walk. It might just be simply driving. Driving is I know it's therapeutic to you, Joe, to drive. You know what I mean? Even though you can't drive worth a damn. You know what I mean? This chick over here can't drive worth a damn. You know what I mean? I mean, she can't drive, bro. You know what I mean? Don't get in the car.
I live in the city and I have never been in an accident.
Exactly. She lives in the city and this chick cannot drive, bro. I'm like, say, man, you just see that car right there, bro? You just went in front of that car. You know what I mean? So she cannot drive. But I love to drive, SBK. I love to drive. Why? Somebody that can't drive and you love to drive? Why?
I don't have any tickets.
I don't either, but bruh, it's therapeutic for her. You'll sit there and be talking. That driving in other people's lane, you know what I'm saying, about to run over the curb, you know what I mean? You know, don't put your signal.
This just happened on Saturday, y'all.
Are you looking at the road, bro? Are you looking at the road, bro? You know what I'm saying? This one right here cannot drive, but it's therapeutic to her. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, say, man, you see what I'm saying? Oh. I told her one time, y'all, I was driving with this chick, man, with her in the passenger seat in Dallas. If you've been in Dallas or whatever, downtown Dallas, the freeway, it is freaking busy all the time, right? So exactly. I forget where we're going. It was pouring down rain. I'm like, watch out. And all I simply said was,
you should have taken the wheel, right?
I simply said, hold on, y'all. What I simply said was, Joe, you might want to slow down. This chick hits the gas. It's God is my witness. I'm like, Joe, you might want to slow down right now. Take it easy. This chick hit the gas and blames it on me and says, you made me nervous. I simply said, Joe, you might want to slow down. Take your time. She hits the gas, bruh. She hits the gas. So anyways, I said all that to say this. You have got to find your niche. It might be driving. It might be therapeutic, just like this chick. She might, like she said, driving is her therapeutic answer. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, me, it's the gym. You know what I mean? Me, it's the gym. I'm with you, Simone Gorilla. Go to the gym. You know what I mean? Go to the gym, get on the treadmill, get on the stationary bike. If that's all, you know, go to the, look, I love to go to the gym. You know what I mean? I love pushing myself to the limits. You know, whenever I was younger, I was crazy in the gym. You know what I mean? I still am, but I train smarter. But go to the gym. You know, push your body to its limits. You know what I'm saying? Your body will love you for it. You know what I'm saying? But to answer your question, Joe, people have got to find their niche. They have to find their go-to activity. Their go-to activity. It might be sewing, ladies. You know what I mean? It might be, you know, it might be a book club. You know what I mean? I'm so proud of this one right over here, Joe. She was a part of a ladies mentorship program, and the mentorship program was a group of ladies. They had to read 10 books a month. All right, that one book a month. They had to read 10 books, and they had to read those that had read a book a month. And it was about, it was about, how many ladies was that?
10.
How many ladies? It was 10 ladies. Okay, it was 10 ladies. And they all had to read a book a month, and they all spoke, and it really motivated me to. And she was honored, by the way. Joe was honored, and I want to publicly say that I'm proud of this one right over here because she did it. You know what I mean? It was a mentorship program that, her and a group of ladies, they did it. You know what I mean? Now that's challenging. You know what I mean? Reading a book is challenging. Nowadays, it's no excuse.
Not all we did, but that was part of it.
I mean, it's part of it, but I just want to bring out that aspect of reading. You know what I mean? Nowadays, there's no excuse. You can do audio books. You know what I mean? I know you said you did audio books. So that that's a way. I love to read. I love to explore. I love this content creating stuff. That's a way of, that's therapy. Me speaking right now is therapeutic to me. All right, it really is. You know what I mean? So, hope I answered your question.
I have another one for people who love those men that you're saying they're struggling silently, and you're giving them some advice. For the people who love those men, what's one thing they can do to support better? Support.
So you said people who love those men.
So you gave some advice for the men that are struggling silently, right?
Right.
Now, the people that love those men, their support system, what's one thing that they can do to support those men better?
You support those men better by always supporting what they do. Being there whenever you feel, if you're close to somebody, you know when they're going through stuff. And I want to say shout out to my bro right here, man. Shout out to my bro right here. You're pointing the wrong way. Yeah, but my way, this way is whenever I look at it afterwards, right? It's gonna be backwards. But this dude right here that I'm pointing out right here, 2 Cent Gorilla. I want to give a shout out to this dude because what you're saying right now, Joe, about men who you support, right? This dude right here, shout out to my other brother, Jimbo. Shout out to my other brother, Diesel. They always check on me, and they check on me at the right time. They absolutely know when I'm going through stuff. I might not tell them all the intricate details, but this dude right here and those other 2 gentlemen, Jimbo and Diesel, Peter Gabucci, Elder Mike, those guys know, but this dude, he's in the chat. That is support right there. You know what I mean? That is true friendship. That dude knows. And when you're in tune with someone and they hey man, I just want to reach out to you. You know what I mean? I don't know how many times this dude has texted me and said, hey man, I'm here for you. I'm here for you. You know what I mean? This dude right here and the other guys I mentioned, that is what I'm talking about. That's the answer to your question right there. You know what I mean? You have to be in tune with people that there's no BS alternative motives. There's no, that is raw and uncut right there. I love that dude right there. I'm proud of him. You know what I'm saying? And Jimbo, if you're listening to the playback, bro, I love you, man. He is one of those guys, Joe. I didn't tell you this. I think I have. But when my daughter's mom passed away, Jimbo was in my corner. I mean, Jimbo was like texting me. He was one of those guys that's like, say, man. And when his pops passed away, he's like, say, man, I need to talk to you. You know what I'm saying? He called me. You know what I mean? So that's what I'm talking about right there. That is true friendship. And those 2 guys right there that I mentioned, man, those are true men. They are, you want to talk about support? Those guys right there, man, I can honestly say, grateful for those guys. You know what I mean? So that's what you need in your corner. Guys like that they are in tune with you and they know something's wrong and they're going to support you no matter what. That's what that's
Urban. Thank
there's
you.
Urban. That Urban is in the chat. I salute to my bro Urban. That's Urban Loud Podcast is in the house. I got Urban's snapback. I got the 3X shirt, bro. You know what I mean? 3X for the big boys. You know what I mean? 3X for the big boys. I want to say shout out to Urban Loud Podcast.
He says men support system: 1, listening to understand and not react. 2, iron sharpening iron, hold fair accountable, and celebrate success stories, small and large.
That's exactly what I'm talking about. Yep. So I want to say shout out to him.
And I want to mention something,
Right.
A lot of people always talk about, guys, a lot of people will mention things like Vaughn was saying in the chat, right? But y'all, before you can even consider anything as far as romantic, you better make sure that you are right. You're growing yourself. That's what that mentorship he was talking about that I went through. That was a mentorship for my growth, for me. And it was something that I was doing for me to grow, right? And
Right.
SBK does things so he can grow. So it's not always about, you know, romantically all the time, because that's always going to be there, guys. But when you can get to know somebody and be in tune with somebody and just see their face or see their eyes and know that something's wrong with them, that's when you get to know somebody and it's real and raw. And it's not about, I want something from you. It doesn't have to be, I'm not, this is not tap in. This is not, raw talk. So I'm not going to go there about what you're expecting from that person. That's not what we're talking about today, but it's not about that, right? Yes. And that's where you can get to that real intimacy, right? Because you know the person and you didn't expect, when you got to know that person, you're knowing that person without expecting anything from them. You get to know that person without giving any of that. You get to know the person and you didn't, you got up out of your 1 o'clock sleep and you found out something's going on in their life and you hit the road and you made it there to be there by their side, because not because they were giving you anything in return, just because it's real and they needed you. Get it? Like, it's about real friendship. You got to be somebody's friend. You got to be, and a friend is someone who's going to be there and just support you just because you're that man going in this life, or you're that woman dealing with this life. It's really, really, really different, and that's what people need to do nowadays, really support each other before you can do anything else. I mean, you should have those friends that you don't, if I need something, I can ask you and I didn't have to give you nothing for it. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just trying to make that clear, because I don't get too involved in those other talks. There's a reason for it. But so I want to know. It doesn't mean I'm a square, y'all. I'm talking about men's mental health, because I promise you, just because you get down in the house, or you get down and, with the left hand or the right hand, whatever you are, it's not gonna do anything or sustain you mentally. That's all I gotta say. So what does mental strength mean to you today? I want to know that. And how has it changed?
Mental strength? What it means
and how has it changed? Because he did touch on, if y'all missed it at the beginning, he touched on something we're not going to speak on, but there was a time in his life where he could have just lost it all, right? Because he wasn't mentally strong. And he's really, really grown. And so it's really changed with time. Even y'all, I've known SBK going on 10 years now. And even in those 10 years, like, I've seen the difference. I've seen his change. And he can tell you, we could talk, we have stories where the first day that I met him, he's the completely different person today. Okay. And that's different. But so what does mental strength mean to you today? SBK 2025. Okay. And how has it changed over time? And I want you to literally, because I just gave you the thoughts about when we first met and who you were then, right? And we're not going to talk about it, but I want to know what you think mental strength is today and how it has changed.
Mental strength to me today because you met me at a time where I was mentally broken and I was mentally not living at all. So mental strength to me today is looking at things that I would not think that I was capable of doing and stepping out by faith and actually trusting the process of getting to where I need to be and basically trusting that process and in doing so seeing the fruit of my labor, right? As you know, Joe, there was I've been working. I can retire right now. You know that I can retire right now. I've been working for a long time, ladies and gentlemen. I won't. You guys will be amazed at how long I've been working at the same job. I'm not going to. Y'all can probably tell it by age, but I might look like this, ladies and gentlemen. I take pride in, but I've been at the wheel for a long time, right? But having talks with you and other people, but you in general, look, bro, you need to quit selling yourself short. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, no, I don't need to be. That's only for people that's blankety blank. That's only for people that are rich. You know what I mean? And I had to change my mindset. And you know what I'm talking about, Joe. I had to change my mindset. And the old SBK 20 years ago, I was not where I needed to be. The old SBK 20 years ago was violent. And I'm not saying violent by, just a violent person. But I was mentally not where I needed to be because of, anger issues towards people that, don't get me wrong, but you got to channel your anger. And it all goes back to where we were talking about, Joe, about finding your niche, finding things that are productive. You know what I mean? Finding things that will help you get out of your funk, so to say. So mental health to me today, to basically kind of trust the process, challenge myself into things that I wasn't used to doing, and just going with it. You know what I mean? Because when it comes to finances, when it comes to having the finer things in life, I had to mentally be strong. You know what I mean? But I couldn't do that alone. I had to have loved ones there to be like, encourage me. You know what I mean? And along the way, Joe, as you know, now, ladies and gentlemen, I'm not a rich person by any means at all. I'm not where I need to be financially, but I'm blessed, right? But I've had a lot of jealous people, and a lot of mean-spirited people try to take me down. You know what I mean? Try to talk bad. Oh, he thinks you got that such and such car, you got such and such, job, and you dress such and such like that. But when you have confidence and when you have the wherewithal up here to say you're going to live above the fray, right? That makes a difference. You know what I'm saying? So, am I mentally strong? Yes, but I have my moments. But I've came a long way, to answer your question, Joe. I came a long way.
I wanted to touch on something that they've been discussing in the chat. And what does genuine mean to you?
Genuine people. Urban says a person who has certain standard that's unique to them.
Because he says something up above that they're
Well,
asking, what does he mean by
Jesus said
genuine?
my definition of genuine person is very different. Um,
Right, because he says we tend to want genuine people to have the same values, standards, worldview as us. The moment when they don't, then it's viewed as not genuine.
right. And Urban says also, I talk all the time about certain behaviors that men and women have. However, I don't discredit them as genuine. So you're asking me what my definition of genuine is. My definition of a genuine person is someone who honestly loves and cares for you and will do anything for you within their means without any grudge, without any of this attitude to where um, I scratch your back, you scratch mine. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people say that they're real and they'll do things just for the sake of, oh, I did something for them, I did something for them. You know what I mean? That's not a genuine person. A genuine person is going to help you out, whether it's financially or uh, giving encouraging words, without any type of not wanting any type of recognition from the world. You know what I'm saying? That is what a genuine person is to me. You know what I mean? One of those people to where I like doing things for people and it's not broadcast. I don't have to have it broadcast. You know what I mean? As long as if I'm doing something for my daughter or doing something for my loved ones, and you know this to be true, Joe. If I'm doing something for someone, man, as long as that person is happy, then I'm going to be happy. You know what I mean? I don't want anything. Um, I don't want to be recognized. I don't want none of that. I just want that person to be. That is the ultimate goal for me. That to me is the definition of a genuine person. What I was speaking about with Samoan Gorilla, Jimbo, one of my best friends in the whole entire. It's just like my brother, just like Elder Mike, Peter Gabucci. Those guys, man. Those guys will. They know when something is wrong. They will come and, hey, bro, you okay? You need something? Hey, man, I'm here for you if you need me. You know what I'm saying? That is genuine people. You know what I mean? They're for you mentally, financially. They're there for you without any other extra BS. You know what I mean? That is what a genuine person to me is.
I completely agree. And a lot of times, and I want to say something, but I don't want people to take it wrong. But a lot of times so the way we tend to be as people, as humans, some people don't like doing anything without doing something in return. For instance, I'm a big tipper. Okay. If I'm in a service industry, if I'm not in the service industry, but anyway, I don't work in the service industry, right? So if I'm there and you served me, I'm going to tip you for that. I don't want anyone to do anything for me without me returning something to you, right? And not everybody's like that, not everybody's like, they don't like to tip, or they don't like to do something in return for someone. in other words. And I'm not saying just in the service industry, but there's a lot of people who, if you do something for them, they say, I paid you for that, right? But that's not always something that someone is seeking, right? But because that person is that way, that's why they always feel that they have to pay for everything, right? But what I want people to understand is you can have genuine people in your life. So there's a lot of people who I think don't believe there's genuine people out there, but it's because you're still working on understanding that you don't have to put these guards up. You don't have to be always on the defense. Just when you say something like they don't want to hear that ish, that means you're not trusting that there are actually people out here that actually are genuine, right? So if you're always on the defense and saying, hey, I did that for you, or I did this, or I'm doing that for you, it's like that's not what everybody is always seeking. And when you open yourself up to understand that there are true people out there who can actually be mentally fulfilling, right? That's when you start to grow and understand that there really is people out here, and it's not just all bad. It's not all, there are positive people or good people out in the world. I know, especially in today's climate, it's few and far between, but guys, I promise you, it is out here. And that's one thing I want to do these real talks. I want people to understand that there is real conversations that can be had. There's real positive conversations that can be had, that we do have. We'll talk about stuff that is real, and it's not just about ugliness, it's not just about, we talk about a lot. I like to watch documentaries and know what's going on in real life, right? But that's not all that's out there. That's why I asked you, I saw the chat talking about genuine, and it's like a lot of people really don't think it's out there.
Right. It's a genuine discussion. You know what I'm saying? That can be a whole discussion in itself. You know what I'm saying, about genuine and people that are not. But I'm just grateful for people like yourself and others in the chat that they know when something is up. They say, "Hey, I'm here for you." You know what I mean? If you need anything, those are
you'll
real.
Get those people thinking and you have said it too. So, but then you'll get people thinking, because it's true. I'm not saying it's not true, but a lot of people will say, hey, I'm there for you, but they're really not.
They're really not.
And they're really not. That's true. But that gets overshadowed for the people that really are, that overshadows those people that really are. And when you get to that point where you're in that dark place in your life and you're really mentally not too strong, or you're just going through something and it takes you in a whirlwind mentally,
right? That's
when you have that guard and you don't trust that somebody will actually, genuinely be there. That word.
It's just like it's the little things with me, the little things. Joe, your family, you know what I'm saying? Your family. You've done things for my family that I told you should. You've done certain things to certain family members like they do not deserve that, bro. But you've done it anyways. It's the little things. If I say I support you, I'm going to support you. All right. I'm supporting my brother. You know what I mean? My bro, Urban Lounge podcast, I got his merchandise on, right? I would not be wearing this stuff if I did not support it. You know what I'm saying? If I did not think that he has value or in this space. You know what I mean? My little bro, Samoan Gorilla, has a future in this. You know what I'm saying? He has wisdom far beyond his years. I really believe he, I support him. I got love for him. I got love, so if I say I support you, it's the little things with me. I not only do I think the green is fly on me, you know what I mean? 3X is fly on me and the snapback, with my big ass head. I'm in here, it's fly on me, but I want people to understand that if I support you, I'm going to support you. You know what I mean? And support and loyalty and all that stuff, that goes hand in hand with being a genuine person. All right? It goes hand in hand with it being a genuine person. And so those are the values that I live by. All right? If I support you, I'm going to support you. You know what I mean? If I got love for you, then I got love for you. If I call you my brother, I just don't throw that word out loosely. You know what I'm saying?
But not everybody understands that, right? Not everybody believes those things. They're very cynical.
They're very cynical, but I'm gonna tell you why. They don't take things seriously. You know what I mean? It's just a cliche. You know what I mean? It's a cliche to say, "Oh, my brother this," or "I support you." It's a cliche because everybody else is doing it. But real support, real genuine people are going to have action behind that.
I want to touch on something.
Right. Oh! Before you touch on something, hold that. I know I didn't hit my goal, but I'm going to do a giveaway. Don't forget what you're about to touch on, Joe. I'm going to do a giveaway right now, and I'm going to choose a winner. Oh my goodness. This person here, boy. This person right here is
DR.
Okay, I'm gonna give 2 winners out. And the first winner is
You didn't want to just give it to you, DR.
First winner is DR.
Yes.
And the second winner is, hold on.
Is it Vaughn?
Vaughn's Reality.
It is? Oh,
Yep.
That's good because she said she ain't got no money. So it's good. We got you, girl.
So, and the third winner is, I'm giving away 3 prizes. It's Urban Lounge Podcast. So you've been watching in the bushes, Urban. Urban, you've been watching in the bushes, bro. So I got I got everybody's Cash App except for Bonds. Bonds, put your Cash App into the chat.
Send it to me so I can do the other half.
Well, she hasn't put it in the cat. She hasn't put it in the thing.
Yeah, but I don't have the others.
Oh,
I have Urbans. I don't have DRs.
Okay. I'm gonna give out another one towards the end. I'll give out one more. There's Vaughn's. I'm gonna give out another one towards the end. Where's my whatchamacallit? So, but I'm gonna give out another winner. But my thing is, I got a goal here. And it's not up here no more. Never mind. It's not up here anymore. But I will give out another. So Bonds got hers. Just
Hold on.
let me sit off this right quick. Did you remember your question, Joe?
Well, it wasn't going to be a question. I wanted to make a comment.
Okay, all right. Make your comment. Make your comment.
Hold on. I'm doing this.
Let me send out my money I owe you guys. But look here. I want you guys to understand.
I got you, Bonds.
I want you guys to understand that I believe in giving back. I'm not one of these content creators that says take. Yep. Exactly, Urban. Exactly. These are not about your genuine AI. Yes, he really is. So, but I'm gonna pay these bills.
Got you, Urban. Did you hit me? Did you hit me with DRs?
No, I'm gonna send it to you while you're cooking. You got something?
Okay, so this is what I wanted to mention. I think one of the things that we need to, and it's because it's something that Bonds mentioned in the chat, but I think one thing that we should do is always be grateful for everything, right? And see the gratefulness in things. And I want to throw this out here because I'm going to speak on something about SBK. So, because one of the things, and I'm not going to give out no information, but one of the things that he struggled in is seeing those little grateful things, right? Just actually acknowledging that good things can happen to him or will happen to him or do happen, right? I mean, I'm sure they happened, but it's kind of one of those things where you have so much guard up all the time that you don't realize that it's something good or it's something that's God sent. That's what I like to call it, because that's how I see it, right? I see, if I thought of giving something, because I literally, I'm going to tell you this to be true. When I saw Vaughn say, I don't have no money, that's all I read. And I was thinking, okay, I hope her name comes up. I didn't see why she said that. I just saw, and I was like, okay, I'm hoping Bonds comes up, and Bonds came up. So I'm thinking, because that's, what did I say? I said, oh, good, because Bonds just said she didn't have no money. And that's, you know what I'm saying? Just those little things. That's the small things that you can see being grateful for, because that's what I thought, literally. So when SBK, and I want to give this out there because I want him to remember this, okay? When SBK had when SBK's daughter lost her mom, okay? After that, you know, after we went through that whole time, y'all, SBK was really going through, because it just happened that the day that, you know, the homegoing celebration was the day of his birthday. Okay. So it was really tough because I wanted to make sure that we also celebrated his birthday, even though we had to go and spend that time where we're celebrating her homegoing, in a sense. I mean, not everybody sees it as a celebration, right? When you're going through that grief. But it was really, hey, Jimbo, we were talking about, or he was talking about you. Good things. But thank you for being here. So anyway, so a lot of things were really going on in his life, right? Where it was really tough, y'all. Okay. Not to mention, you know, his daughter. And, but he literally mentioned and said, you know, and I'm bringing this up because remember he said when his mom passed away, he wanted to just give it all up and go. And remember, if he would have done that, which was what, how many years before, 4 years before when his mom passed away, if he would have thrown it all up and left his daughter when his daughter was going through this 4 years later, he wouldn't have been there to be able to be accessible and be there, right? So you think about those things. You gotta see how things happen and how God, in my opinion, God aligns things to happen and to be there for things, right? Well, he made a mention after all that went on. He made a mention and said, I don't know, I'm not going to be able to be in this leadership position anymore. And I'm just going to have to go down. I'm going to have to step down. And because I need to have, I'm not able to just, be accessible, right? For my daughter, I'm not going to be able to be accessible, and I'm not going to be able to, drive, or, you know what I mean? He just couldn't see how he was going to be able to do things and maneuver things, being a single dad and being able to, because he didn't work near where he lived at the time. He actually worked, an hour away? Right? So, y'all, when I tell you things align, when you just trust and you believe, if you've ever heard anything I say, when you trust and believe and you put yourself in just trusting and believing things, there is genuine people, or there's genuine means out there, and there's really good things that are happening for you if you open yourself up to accept good things in your life. Thank you, Ray. Thank you for being here, dropping in, showing love. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. If you allow yourself to see goodness out there and be thankful and grateful for things that are going on, that can go on in your life. SBK had, at the time, he worked an hour away. He didn't know how he was going to be able to make it. Y'all, when I tell you they moved around 5 different managers, they moved around without him, and he had no clue that this was even possible or that it would be done. And I told him, no, just go out there and mention to somebody, go check. He went to the store that is 5 minutes away from his house. And I said, just mention to him, let him know what's going on. And he went to the store. He just went in there. He had worked there before. He knew everybody there. He's been with this company mega years, like he mentioned. So anyway, he was just talking to the guy. Remember, he had already told me he thought he was going to have to step down. Remember. So he's just talking to him, and he's like, no, I think I'm going to have to step down because, I don't know how I'm going to do it. He's like, what? No, let's see what we can do. And we got him in position. He did all the things he had to do his part. Because that's the whole thing, y'all. You can't expect that everything's going to be done for you if you don't take a step and have trust or have belief or have, you got to do something for things to happen in your life. Okay. You gotta take that step. So he took a step. They moved around 5 or 6 managers, y'all. When I tell you they moved around 5 or 6 managers just to position for it to get into position where he, ever since his daughter has lived with him full time, he works 5 minutes away from his house. And so he's able to move fast if he needs to. Right? Because you need to be accessible, being single. And those things, he was like in shock that those things, that would even happen for him. That goes in hand with him believing that things would happen for him. But the only way you can believe is if you start breaking down those walls that you've put up in your life because you've had all the negativity or all the darkness or all the bad things that have happened to you in the past. Because I promise you, whatever happened to you yesterday is not going to happen again, because it's already gone. So you got to start new every day, and you continue to believe that things are genuine out here. Okay. I just wanted to mention that, because he really has, and you got to be grateful for those little things, just like he said, it's the little things, right? But they really do happen. Like, they really do. But you really don't even acknowledge them. You don't even know they're happening until you can open up your mind to know that, hey, there is genuine things out here. You just got to tap into them. And by tapping into them, you got to at least know that it is possible, and not always be out here saying it's not possible, or they don't want to hear it. That's why we don't speak it. I hope that makes sense. And that's why I wanted to have this real talk, because I wanted him to remember these things, and because he knows what I'm talking about when I bring it up, right? But when you have a lot of bad things that happen, it's I get it. You forget about little things that have happened, right? SBK?
Yep.
Because a lot of bad things happen, So I just wanted to mention, I wanted to have this talk with him. And that's why we want to have more of these. I hope there's something that you all take away. I hope you're enjoying these, that I'm kind of stretching you.
I have one more giveaway to give. Let's look at it. Let's choose a winner.
Did you text me though? Did you?
Oh, I forgot. Oh, hold on. Let me give you Von's. My bad.
DR is gonna be like, look, I ain't getting nothing from Joe.
You need DRs, right?
Yeah, I already sent Urban and Vons. Y'all got mine, right? Vons did, because she replied.
My bad. I'm sorry. Let me send Vons. I thought Vons put hers in the chat, Joe. You didn't see that?
I got Vons. I only need DRs.
Oh, I'm sorry. DRs. I thought you need Vons. I'm going to do another giveaway. Turn me up.
Text me first.
No, I'm sending it to your text message. I'm texting it to you now. Turn me up. All right, I'm choosing a winner. Here we go, and it is CKJ. CKJ. I'm gonna give out another one too. And the next runner-up is Miss Coco BX. It's Coco BX's CKJ. Put your CKJ, put your link in the chat. And Miss Coco BX, put your Cash App. Not, you'll put your link too. But put it in the chat. Put it in the chat.
SBK.
Oh, I knew. Oh, looking for it. I'll need y'all's Cash App link. Did you get it, Joe? Did you get Bonds?
I didn't get DRs.
I just sent it. Oh, my bad. You didn't get to see that. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Hold on. Oh, hold on. So y'all put CKJ, put your link in the chat, bro.
Your cash
You are
app.
a winner. You are a winner. Miss Coco, did you put your link in the chat? Did I miss you? Oh, there it is. There it is. CKJ, put your link in the chat, bro. You still around? Oh. CKJ says, I'm thankful, but would you please bless one of your longer and more deserving supporters? I have not been with you very long, but hey, man, I appreciate you. That is a true gesture right there. I appreciate you, brother. I really do appreciate you, bro. Every time you comment in the chat, comment on my posts, I appreciate you. I appreciate you. So my brother, that's a real one right there, bro. CKJ has wants to give him his whatchamacallit up. So I will go to the next person. I will go to the next person. And what is wrong? Oh, okay, I got it. And so we'll choose another one. CKJ, you're a real one, bro. You really are. I really appreciate you. I support. I really appreciate your support and so forth. Thank you, DR. Thank you, love. I appreciate you. You're a real one. You're a true one. You know what time it is. My brother CKJ, he's giving up his. He wants to give. So we'll choose a winner, another winner, and the runner-up is. I can't give this one. I got to choose this. She already won. And the runner-up is Jimbo. Jimbo, put your link in. Put your DR. I couldn't give you another one. I had to get somebody else, baby girl. So I had to let somebody else win. They would for sure think that that was rigged. I really appreciate you, KJ. But DR has that goes to show you, DR. Well, she's been in the chat. So Jimbo, put your link in, put your cash app in the chat, bro, so we can bless you. Did you get my text, Joe?
Yes, sir.
So I need to send me Miss Coco BX's thing. I can't pull it up for some reason.
Okay.
I got it. So Jimbo, put your link in the chat, bro. Go back and look at the playback, unless you've been listening to in the butchers. I appreciate Jimbo. I appreciate every last one of you guys. I want to try to give away being monetized and all that. You know, I want to give back. I appreciate each and every last one of you. Yes, Jimbo, put your link in put your cash app link in there, bro. You got anything else, Joe, you want to say?
No, I just wanted to let everybody know I really, really thank you for being here. I thank you for supporting my bestie. I really do. I hope you guys are enjoying these Real Talk series. We're trying to do more of. It is something that, you know, we want to do. We talk all the time and we have actual conversations, and just want to share with you guys, you know, some actual conversations that we can have about things going on out here and that are not, you know, some people might call them, you know, boring. I don't know, but it's real conversations that more people should have. and not always having to do with the negativity, because it's not always about the trolls out here, because I think in essence the trolls are just out here because they're just to be negative, right? And that's not, if you've spent any time listening to what I go through or what I'm trying to put out there, it has nothing to do it has nothing to do with trolling, right? It has to do with just trying to shed light. And he mentioned something to me that I wanted to bring more out of him, because he said something to me and I was like, I want him to share it. I don't want him to just have these ideas and not do them, because that's what he'll do. Like, he'll just he'll spiral into not, that's not what's going on at the time. So I want to pull it out of him and do the good ideas that he has, and he wants to be a light. He wants to be that, that what he can share out here, and not be considered a simp all the time, because it's not simping. And there's nothing about this man that is a simp or can be called a simp. And try calling him a simp, I dare you. So and I'm just putting that out there, because it's not about being a simp, because you have no idea what some people go through out in these days, out in this world. Some people will look at it and think, oh, he's just this or that, but it's not about that at all, and real people go through real things out here, and they should have a platform to be able to talk about it and be real about it, and not be not have a fear of being labeled. And so that's what we want to talk about, and why we want to have these real talks.
Absolutely. Well, I appreciate you, Joe, because the thing about it is that fitness and all that type of stuff, I don't really like giving advice on that, because we've already talked about that last week. We already talked about that last week. I'm not really I don't want to say forthcoming, but I'm not really open about some of the stuff that I've gone through. But this type of stuff is like therapy for me. So I really appreciate you bringing this out. We'll get more into the fitness aspect of it, but mental health is very much it needs to be talked about. One love to you, bro. You know what time it is. You know what I'm saying? You family. You know what I mean? So go back. I know you probably listen in the background, but I got love for that dude. This dude right here, Jimbo. That's my brother, you know what I mean? He's just as much of a brother as Minister Mike. You know what I mean? So I got his back. No matter what. So him, Simone Gorilla, those are my people. You know what I mean? So I love you guys, man. So
thank you, Gisela. I appreciate that.
Real conversational need. Thank you both mods and chat for engaging. Mental health, SBK. This was therapeutic. Thank you, brother. I really appreciate you.
I really do.
I appreciate you.
Thank you.
Yeah, we grown. We can express emotions. Everything that has been said, ladies and gentlemen, man, y'all have really, really, I've learned a lot from y'all. You know what I'm saying? And this has done a lot for me. You know what I mean? And so, look here, we're gonna be doing this more often. Joe has tricked me into doing. She actually tricked me into the fitness thing, but this is like laying on somebody's damn couch. Like laying on somebody's couch, but she actually kind of trick me into talking, and but it's all good. You know what I mean? I love it. You know what I'm saying? But she sprinkled a little bit of fitness in there. You know what I mean?
No, it goes hand in hand.
They
You know,
do. They do.
health,
They do.
it's about health. It's about health is about physical, the mental, the spiritual, everything.
Right.
It goes all hand in hand, y'all.
It does. It does. It does. It does. It does. Let me give a couple commercials.
Hey,
I
Doug,
want
thank
to
you.
say shout out to T-Cat. She just texted me while we were going live. She's got another car. She's doing well. She had surgery a few days ago. She was in a car accident that broke her wrist and part of her arm, but she's doing well. So I want to give her a shout out. You guys go and subscribe to T-Cat Commission Art Diva. And we got a couple commercials we want to put out. But if you have not, if you guys have not subscribed to the channel, what are you waiting for? It's free 99, as my sis, It's Just E says. It's free 99. If you're a ghost watcher in the chat, what are you ghost watching for, bro? You know, subscribe to the SBK channel. If you have not joined, join. You know what I mean? I got some exciting things coming for our members. I want to give away merchandise for my members. I want to give merchandise to my loved ones. Hey, Queen, how you doing, love? How you doing? Thank you for coming through. Thank you. If you have not subscribed to the SBK channel, what are you waiting for? If you have not subscribed to Thrive and Glow with Joe, what in the hell are you waiting on? You know what I mean? Subscribe. Your boy has been your boy is out of YouTube jail. You know what I'm saying? I am literally out of YouTube jail. I was in jail for what, 2 months ago or 3 months? 3 months? 2 months? I was in jail. I was in YouTube jail, y'all, for 3 months. And your boy got his monetization back. So come and join the channel. We got some exciting things to, talk about. It is live and lit over here. I am fully monetized, and I'm excited. I want to give back, and yes, thank you. Joe has been a member. Thank you, Joe. Joe has been a member for 4 months. What did I do? I'm gonna tell you what Bonds, I will tell you. I'm going to do a live especially for games and so forth. And I will tell you. So that way you are an up and coming content creator. And I want you to stray away from the things that I've done. So I'm going to do a live. We're going to do a celebration. I'm going to do a live, but don't do what SBK did. All right. I will tell you, but I was monetized. I'm gonna tell you guys, I was monetized in a short amount. Of time, working at that time 12 to 14 hours a day, and I was monetized in a short amount of time, and then I got snatched away right whenever I was getting ready to get my second tier of monetization. Got it snatched away. But I've learned from my mistakes, and I will do a live on that, and we will, And don't make the same mistakes as I have. You know what I mean? Do not, because it's you know what I'm saying. So, but we're gonna do some commercials, and I will we will be back, and we're gonna close this thing out. But be sure you subscribe to the SBK channel and the Thrive and Glow channel. If you haven't, go ahead and do it. All right. And here we go. Shout out to TK. Shout out to the great T-Cat. Get well. We love you, love. Get well. Joe, what you got going on? What's your final words?
I just want to thank everyone, y'all. I really, honestly, I think there should be more conversations. This is not only mental health awareness month, but I think there should be more conversations where the conversation is had, allowing other people to express themselves and it not be about anyone else but that person, or that, who needs to, or who is being asked to express. Just like, he mentioned, or people mention all the time, when you ask a man per se, because today it was about men's mental health. When you ask a man to express themselves and then people get offended, or women come back and say, hey, we go through that too. It's not about, we need to have the conversation when the conversation needs to be had. Today, it was about SBK. It wasn't about my channel. It's not about my channel. Management, I'm in the house and I'm here trying to support his channel. And I want to have this real talk and give him a platform to be able to talk it out and to be able to tell his realness, right? And I believe that we should have that more often. It allow people to be able to talk and give their point of view and be able to, and that's one thing I tell him all the time, like, I try to see someone else's point of view, but that's not something that everybody tries to do. They're just so engulfed in themselves and talking about what they go through. But, I've found the best way that I can grow is if I'm learning someone else. Because when I learn about what you go through, then I can grow. It's not always just about you. Step out of yourself and see that other people go through things too, and then you can deal with you. I don't know if that makes sense, but that's what I'm here trying to do. I'm trying to let him speak his talk, speak his ish. Hey, sweet Rita, thank you for being here.
Sweet Rita, how you doing, love? Thank you. What you got going on with your channel?
I got watch hours I'm trying to build.
Don't let it get it twisted, y'all. We're doing this so that way I want everybody to grow around me. Bonds, if you're listening, I want you to grow. I want you to be monetized. I want Joe to be monetized. Some more Gorilla, I want you to be monetized, brother. Miss Coco BX, I want you to be monetized. All you ladies and gentlemen out there that I rock with, I want every last one of you guys that if you're monetized, if I'm monetized, I'm going to try my best to get you out there. I think of Miss Alice. I said what I said. Bonds, Samoan Gorilla. There's others I'm missing. I want you guys to be monetized with me because I feel
otherwise, why are you doing it? Just
right. Exactly. Why am I? That is my whole purpose. I want everybody around me to win. You know what I mean? And that's, you want to talk about the definition of genuine people. That's genuine people want people around them to enjoy the fruits of their labor. So you guys have something to say, and I want you guys to.
Leo, thank you for being here. Much love. I appreciate it.
Hey, how you doing, Burpees? How you doing? Thank you.
Well, CKJ, be careful. I know you're boarding, to be careful. Traveling grace, okay?
I just wanted to. All righty. I want to
start for being here. I really, truly appreciate it. Yes, I don't believe that I tricked him, so to speak. But I guess he feels that way. But I really, really honestly want to give a platform for not only women to be able to speak their truth, but I want men to be able to speak their truth, specifically my bestie. And so that's why I wanted to do this.
Thank you. Thank you. You guys just stay tuned. You know what I mean? Keep your posts and your notifications on. And thank you, DR. I really appreciate you. I appreciate it.
Thank you. Boss Lady Denise, thank you. Thank you for being here.
I appreciate you. I appreciate you. I really do.
Hit the like button if you don't have it.
Yeah, hit the like button. Like, share, and subscribe, ladies and gentlemen. I also want to say before we end that just put your post notifications on. We have also have a show with the great It's Just ETV going live Friday. We had a great show this past Friday. If you missed it, go and check it out. We go live every Friday, 6 p.m. Pacific time, 8 p.m. Central, 9 p.m. Eastern, every Friday night. The Tap In Podcast. We are live and direct every Friday. You know what I'm saying? My better half, my big sis. It's Just ETV. We love you. It's Just ETV. Go and subscribe. I'm not sure. Okay, thank you, sis. Thank you, Joe. I just want to say I'm not sure. I might go live again. I got to work the next 9-10 days straight, so I'm not quite sure if I'm going to go live. But I wanted to go live this Monday, but I might go live again Sunday. I usually go live on Sundays, but I'm not quite sure. But I just enjoy doing it. I say that I need to conserve energy to work and do what I have to do, but I just love coming on here and talking to you guys, man. It's just it's therapy for me. I joke and say Joe tricked me into talking about my mental health and all that, but I really love talking. You know what I mean? I really love getting in front of the people and doing my thing. So I want every last one of you guys to win, and I'm very thankful for you guys. You know what I'm saying?
Thank you for being here, everyone that has been here. I really do appreciate it. Whether you came on my side or you went on his side, we're streaming both on both our channels. So either way, I just truly appreciate all of you for being here.
Absolutely.
Because you could have been anywhere else.
So we got, I guess we have our own entity here with
Leo.
Thrive and Glow with Joe and myself, Real Talk with SBK. So we're going to get into fitness and so forth and so on. I love talking and I like talking about it. My passion is that, but sometimes, like I said, I really don't like talking about it. But then again, she has created this lane, helped me create this lane. So we'll get more into it. So we'll go live. Just pay attention to your notifications. All right. So, all right, Joe, I'm going to get in this thing. You got anything else you want to say?
I just keep pushing through with me because we are stronger together. Trust and believe.
Trust and believe. Keep pushing through. There you go. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, your boy SBK and Thrive and Glow with Joe, we are gone.